And so when we think about the next thing is quality genetics. The U.S. beef industry is continuing to shift to a quality-based system of production. And better cattle bring better money. And it's important, as we said, that replacement heifers are 8 to 14-year investment. And so starting off with a good one will hopefully pay dividends throughout the life of that animal. And then select quality females that can efficiently produce calves to fit the market. And again, on our production conditions throughout the United States, we're going to have differences in breed types of cattle in all of those regions, from all the way in the northwest all the way into the southeast. There's some really big differences in environmental conditions. And so looking at breed type that fits well there, but selecting for those things. And we've talked about performance data, reproductive efficiency, disposition. All of those factors go into the quality-based system there. And then on top of it, maybe you are, if you're marketing your cattle at weaning, weaning weight and growth is important to you. But maybe if you're retaining ownership in those cattle, or you're part of some kind of value-based system where you're getting paid for carcass quality as well, you may focus a little heavier on the marbling and quality grade of those cattle. And so and then also even on top of that, the feed efficiency of those cattle. So some things to think about as you're making those decisions there. Again, each operation is going to be a little different in the information that they're looking at for their replacement females. Reproductive efficiency. We've talked in class how important reproductive efficiency is to the profitability of the operation. And it holds true for our replacement females. Again, as we've said, if you select those heifers that are born early in that calving season, they're going to be heavier at weaning and achieve the proper weight needed for the onset of puberty. They're also typically going to be from the most fertile dams that conceive early in that breeding season as well. Another key point, and this is one of the most important take-home messages of this discussion on replacement females, is sometimes we have to be tough on those replacement females. And something that I've always stressed is that fertile heifers make fertile cows. And so cull those heifers that fail to breed during the first breeding season. A common habit is among producers, well, we want to give them a second chance. Maybe we hold them over till next year and we give them a second chance, or we've got 2 breeding seasons on our ranch. So if they fail to breed in the spring, we just roll them over into the fall. But Dr. Sprott was a reproductive physiologist here at Texas A&M University in the Department of Animal Science, and also with Extension, and he did a lot of research into looking at fertility of replacement females. And he looked at and evaluated several thousand head of cattle, replacement females, in several operations. And those operations exposed those heifers to the bull for a spring calving season. Those that failed to breed, they rolled over until a fall calving herd and gave them a second chance. And what he found was those open heifers that were held over into the fall for the second bull exposure had a pregnancy rate of 58%. And so you can still see that's a very low rate, and it's not real acceptable. What would have been interesting was if he could have followed those cattle that were held over for that second chance over their lifetime to look and really see if those cattle, those heifers, would have fell out sooner than their contemporaries that bred during that first bull exposure. So some interesting data there. I think something you really have to consider when you're raising replacement females there. He also found that calf weight was highest in females whose first calving date occurred during the first 21 days. And that makes sense, that those heifers are always going to have at least a 21-day advantage on their contemporaries as far as pounds gained during that period.